What if every prayer for prosperity you've ever uttered has been heard, but was returned to sender with the note, address unclear? The universe is not ignoring your requests for wealth. It simply cannot act on vague, hesitant, or unfocused intentions. It requires a specific language of command, a blueprint for manifestation that turns desire into destiny. The secret to unlocking abundance is not found in working harder, but in mastering the university-level principles of intentional creation. This is your guide to crafting powerful, precise requests that the universe must answer. Within these pages, you will learn to align with universal laws, build an unshakable wealth mindset, and finally claim the financial freedom that has been waiting for you all along. It's time to send a message so clear it cannot be ignored. Ask for Wealth. University Secrets for Manifesting Abundance. Written and published by Success Attraction Formula. Chapter 1. Ask with Purpose. Claim with Power. Imagine for a moment that the universe is a grand 5-star restaurant. You are seated at the best table with a menu that contains every possible experience and desire you could ever imagine. A waiter, representing the infinite intelligence of the universe, approaches and asks for your order. The first person, hesitant and unsure, mutters, "I don't know. Maybe just something nice, something that will make me feel better." The waiter, unable to fulfill such a vague request, can only bring a glass of water. Now, imagine a second person at that same table. They look the waiter directly in the eye and state with calm, confident clarity, "I will have the life of financial freedom, which for me means a net worth of $1 million, allowing me to travel the world with my family and fund my animal rescue passion project." The waiter smiles, nods, and says, "Excellent choice. It is on its way." This simple scenario reveals a profound truth about why so many people struggle to manifest wealth. The problem is not that the universe is unresponsive. The problem is that our requests are weak, unfocused, and lack the conviction required to command a response. We ask from a place of desperation, not authority. We whisper our desires as if we are embarrassed to want them, or we frame them as vague hopes instead of clear directives. This energy of uncertainty and unworthiness is the equivalent of muttering at the cosmic waiter. It signals to the universe that we are not truly serious about our order, and more importantly, that we do not feel we have the right to place it. This lack of purpose behind the ask, and the absence of power in the claim, is the single greatest reason why heartfelt desires remain unfulfilled, leaving people trapped in a cycle of wanting but never truly receiving. The transformative solution is to master the art of asking with purpose and claiming with power. This is a fundamental shift from being a passive wisher to an active commander of your reality. It involves two critical components. First, you must infuse your ask with a deep, meaningful purpose that goes beyond the surface-level desire for money. Money for its own sake has very little energetic pull. But money as a tool to fulfill a heartfelt mission, to create freedom, to help others, or to express your creativity, that kind of money has immense magnetic power. Your purpose is the fuel that launches your request into the universe with unstoppable momentum. Second, you must claim your desire with the unshakable authority of someone who knows they are inherently worthy of receiving it. Claiming is not arrogant. It is an act of profound self-worth. It is the energy of a king or queen claiming their birthright. It sends a clear, powerful signal that you are not just hoping for this reality, you are stepping into it as your rightful destiny. When you combine a purpose-driven ask with a power-driven claim, you create an energetic signature that is impossible for the universe to ignore. You are no longer the hesitant diner. You are the architect of your life, placing a clear, confident, and non-negotiable order for the reality you choose to experience. This alignment of purpose and power is the foundational secret to manifesting wealth with speed and precision. To integrate this powerful practice, you must first define your purpose. This is the why behind your what. Sit down in a quiet space and ask yourself, if I had all the money I desired, what would I do with it? Go beyond the initial answers of buy a nice car or quit my job. Dig deeper. What feeling are you truly seeking? Is it freedom, security, the ability to contribute, the joy of creation? Keep asking why until you arrive at an answer that resonates emotionally, something that feels expansive and meaningful. For example, your desire might be $1 million. Your purpose might be to create complete financial freedom for your family so that your children can pursue their dreams without limitation, and to donate a significant portion to environmental causes. This purpose transforms the desire for money from a selfish want into a noble mission. Write this purpose down and connect with the feeling of it daily. The second step is to formulate your claim. This is a declaration of power. It should be stated in the present tense as if it is already a done deal. It should be bold and unapologetic. Using our previous example, your claim could be, I claim with full power and authority my reality as a millionaire, which allows me to provide ultimate freedom for my family and be a significant force for good on this planet. This is my truth and I accept it now. This is not an affirmation of hope. It is a statement of fact from your new reality. You are not asking for permission. You are announcing your arrival. The third step is to embody the energy of your claim. After you have stated your claim, you must align your being with it. How would the person who has already achieved this reality think, feel, and act? They would not be worried about how the money will come. They would feel calm, confident, and grateful. They would make decisions from a place of abundance, not lack. Begin to embody this energy today. When you make a decision, ask yourself, am I making this choice from the energy of my old reality or the energy of my claimed reality? This practice of embodiment closes the energetic gap between where you are and where you want to be, making you a vibrational match for your desire. Consider the story of a freelance artist named Liam. He was incredibly talented, but perpetually struggling, barely making enough to cover his rent. His ask was a desperate, fearful plea. I hope I can make enough money this month. He learned to ask with purpose and claim with power. His purpose, he discovered, was to create art that inspired a sense of wonder and connection in people, and to live a life where he could create without financial pressure. His new claim became, I claim my reality as a celebrated and financially thriving artist whose work uplifts humanity and provides me with an income of over $200,000 a year. He wrote this down and placed it in his studio. He started his day by reading it and feeling the confident, creative energy of that version of himself. He stopped taking on low-paying projects that drained his spirit and instead focused his energy on creating the art that aligned with his purpose. His energy shifted. He began to carry himself with a new confidence, and his work reflected this. Within 6 months, he was discovered by a major gallery owner who saw his work online. A year later, he had his first sold-out solo show, and his income surpassed the very figure he had claimed. He did not just ask for wealth, he claimed his power as a wealthy creator. By learning to ask with purpose and claim with power, you are fundamentally altering your relationship with the universe. You are moving from a position of a hopeful bystander to the central, commanding force in your own life. You are aligning your desires with a meaningful mission and declaring your worthiness to achieve it. This is the first and most critical key to unlocking the vault of abundance. You have now learned how to formulate your request like a master. But what if the very foundation of your mind, the blueprint upon which your thoughts are built, is designed for scarcity? How can you build a mansion of wealth on a foundation designed for a shack? Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 2. Build the Wealth Mindset Blueprint. Imagine you hire the world's best architects and builders to construct your dream mansion. You provide them with unlimited resources and the finest materials. They work diligently for months, and on the day of the grand reveal, you arrive to find not a magnificent mansion, but a small, cramped shack. Confused and angry, you demand an explanation. The head builder shows you the original document they were working from, and you realize the devastating truth. You handed them the blueprint for a shack. Although you verbally described a mansion, the foundational plan they followed dictated the final, disappointing outcome. This is a perfect metaphor for why so many hardworking, intelligent people fail to build lasting wealth. They consciously desire a mansion of financial abundance, but their subconscious mind is operating from a poverty blueprint, a set of deeply ingrained, limiting beliefs about money that dictates their financial reality, regardless of their conscious efforts. The most significant and deeply hidden problem we face is this faulty internal architecture. We carry these blueprints from our childhood, absorbing the beliefs of our parents, our culture, and our society. Beliefs like, money is hard to come by, rich people are unethical, you have to work yourself to the bone to get ahead, or wanting more money is selfish, form the invisible foundation of our financial lives. These beliefs act as a self-sabotaging program running in the background, influencing our decisions, creating fear around risk, and ensuring that even if we do acquire money, we find a way to lose it to return to our familiar, safe level of scarcity. You cannot build a life of wealth on a foundation of lack. The transformative solution is to become the conscious architect of your own mind by deliberately designing and installing a new wealth mindset blueprint. This is the process of excavating the old, faulty foundation of limiting beliefs and replacing it with a new, solid foundation of empowering beliefs that fully support the life of abundance you wish to build. This is not just about thinking positive thoughts. It is about fundamentally restructuring the core assumptions that govern your relationship with money. When you install a new blueprint, your subconscious mind begins to work for you, not against you. It starts to actively seek out opportunities, ideas, and connections that align with your new beliefs in wealth and ease. The internal conflict between your conscious desires and subconscious programming dissolves, creating a state of powerful alignment. Your actions begin to flow naturally and effortlessly toward wealth-creating activities because your foundational beliefs now support them. This process is the equivalent of handing your inner builder the correct blueprint. With the right foundation in place, the mansion of your financial dreams can be built with stability, grace, and speed. Your external world will have no choice but to reorganize itself to match the new architecture of your mind. The process of building your new blueprint involves 4 distinct stages, much like a construction project. The first stage is excavation, where you identify your current limiting beliefs about money. To do this, take a piece of paper and write down the answers to these questions. What did my parents teach me about money, both through their words and their actions? What are the first words that come to mind when I think of money and rich people? What are my biggest fears about having a lot of money? Be brutally honest with yourself. The beliefs that emerge, such as money is a source of stress or I'm not good with money, are the components of your old, faulty blueprint. The second stage is demolition. You cannot build on top of a weak foundation. You must challenge and dismantle these old beliefs. For each limiting belief you identified, you must question its validity. Ask yourself, is this belief absolutely true? Can I find evidence to the contrary? For the belief money is hard to come by, you could find examples of people who generate wealth with ease and creativity. This process weakens the emotional hold of the old belief, showing your mind that it is not an unchangeable fact but simply an outdated perspective. You can then make a conscious decision to release it, saying aloud, I recognize this old belief and I now choose to let it go. It no longer serves me. The third stage is architectural design. This is where you consciously choose your new, empowering beliefs. You are designing the new foundation. Your new beliefs should be the direct, positive opposite of your old ones. If your old belief was, I'm not worthy of wealth, your new belief is, I am inherently worthy of unlimited abundance. If the old belief was, money is the root of all evil, the new one is, money is a tool for good that allows me to help myself and others. Create a list of at least 5 powerful, positive, present-tense beliefs that will form your new wealth mindset blueprint. These are your new core truths. The final stage is construction. This is the daily practice of reinforcing your new blueprint until it becomes your subconscious default. The most effective way to do this is through daily incantations. An incantation is an affirmation spoken with emotional intensity and physical energy. Stand in front of a mirror each morning and declare your new beliefs aloud. Say them with conviction, as if you are commanding them into existence. Put your hand on your heart walk around the room, and let your body feel the energy of these new truths. This combination of repetition, emotion, and physiology rapidly installs the new blueprint into your subconscious mind. Consider the example of a woman named Sarah, who was a talented consultant but struggled to charge what she was worth. Through the excavation process, she realized she held a deep belief from her mother that it's not polite for a woman to talk about money. This was her faulty blueprint. She demolished this belief by recognizing it as an outdated social conditioning. She designed a new belief. I am a powerful woman who commands and receives abundant compensation for the incredible value I provide. Every morning she would declare this in the mirror with strength. This was the construction phase. Within weeks, her entire energy shifted. She confidently presented a proposal to a new client for a fee that was double her previous rate. The client accepted without question. Sarah had rebuilt her internal foundation, and her external reality immediately began to reflect her new architecture of worthiness and wealth. By consciously building your new wealth mindset blueprint, you are performing the most critical act of self-creation possible. You are moving from being a victim of your past programming to being the master architect of your future. This new foundation will support not just financial wealth, but a life rich with confidence, opportunity, and freedom. Your mind, once a barrier, has now become your greatest asset. You have learned to ask with power, and you have rebuilt your mind for wealth. But this internal architecture must connect with the forces of the external world. What if there were invisible laws, as real and predictable as the law of gravity, that govern the flow of money and success? How do you learn to switch them on and make them work for you, not against you? Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 3. Activate Universal Laws for Prosperity. Imagine trying to play a complex board game without ever reading the rules. You would move your pieces randomly, make strategic errors, and likely become incredibly frustrated as other players who know the rules advance with ease. You might even conclude that the game is unfair or that you are simply unlucky, when in reality, your failure is due to a simple lack of understanding of the game's mechanics. This is precisely how most people navigate the game of wealth creation. They live within a universe governed by immutable, non-negotiable laws of energy and exchange, yet they remain completely unaware of these rules. They work hard, they have good intentions, but they unknowingly violate these principles, creating constant resistance and blocking the very prosperity they seek. The core problem is this ignorance of the fundamental laws that dictate the flow of abundance. We are taught the laws of man, tax laws, traffic laws, business regulations, but we are rarely taught the laws of the universe. We try to swim against powerful energetic currents, wondering why we make so little progress. We plant seeds of action, but fail to provide the right conditions for growth, and then we are disappointed when there is no harvest. This is not a matter of bad luck or fate, it is a matter of misalignment. When you are not consciously working in harmony with the laws of prosperity, you are, by default, working against them. This creates a life of struggle, friction, and missed opportunities, where success feels like a constant uphill battle. The transformative solution is to become a conscious and deliberate student of the universe, learning to activate its fundamental laws for your own prosperity. Just as a pilot must master the laws of aerodynamics to fly, you must master the laws of abundance to soar financially. When you understand these principles and begin to align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with them, you stop swimming against the current and instead begin to ride its powerful flow. The struggle ceases. Resistance dissolves. You move from a state of forcing things to happen to a state of allowing them to happen with grace and ease. Activating these laws is like finding the master key to the game of life. Suddenly, your actions have a magnified impact. Your intentions manifest with greater speed, and opportunities begin to find you, rather than you having to chase them. You are no longer playing a game of chance. You are engaging in a science of creation, using the universe's own operating system to build the life you desire. This alignment is the secret to moving from incremental gains to exponential leaps in your wealth and well-being. While there are many universal laws, 3 are absolutely essential for activating prosperity. The first is the law of vibration. This law states that everything in the universe, including your thoughts and your money, is in a constant state of vibration. Everything has a unique energetic frequency. The feelings of joy, gratitude, and abundance vibrate at a very high frequency. The feelings of fear, doubt, and lack vibrate at a very low frequency. The core principle is like attracts like. To attract wealth, which is a high-frequency energy, you must tune your personal vibration to match it. You cannot live in a state of worry and expect to attract abundance. To activate this law, you must prioritize your emotional state above all else. This means deliberately choosing activities, thoughts, and environments that make you feel good. It could be listening to uplifting music, spending time in nature, or visualizing your goals as already achieved. The practice of gratitude is the most powerful tool for raising your vibration. When you focus on what you are thankful for, you instantly shift your frequency from lack to abundance, making you a vibrational match for more good things to flow into your life. The second essential principle is the law of cause and effect, also known as the law of sowing and reaping. This law dictates that for every effect in your life, there is a specific cause. Your financial situation is an effect. The causes are your thoughts, beliefs, and most importantly, the value you provide to the world. To receive more income, effect, you must first increase the value you give out, cause. This shifts your focus from what can I get to what can I give. Ask yourself daily, how can I provide more value to my customers, my employer, or my community? How can I solve problems for people? When you focus on generously giving value, whether through excellent service, a quality product, or sharing your knowledge, the universe is obligated by law to return that value to you, often in the form of money. This law empowers you to see that your income is not determined by the economy, but by the level of service you choose to provide. The third critical principle is the law of gestation. This law states that everything has a natural and divine timing for its manifestation. A farmer can plant a seed, but he cannot force the corn to grow overnight. He must trust the process, water the seed, and allow nature to take its course. Similarly, when you plant a seed of intention, your ask, you must allow it the time it needs to gestate and grow into physical form. Violating this law is one of the most common forms of self-sabotage. We plant our seed, and then 2 days later, we dig it up to see if it is growing. This is what happens when we worry, doubt, and constantly look for signs that our manifestation is working. This energy of impatience and distrust kills the seed before it has a chance to sprout. To activate the law of gestation, you must cultivate unwavering faith. After you have asked, aligned your vibration, and focused on giving value, your work is to let go and trust. You must adopt the attitude that your desire is a done deal, and it is simply on its way to you in perfect divine timing. This trust is not passive, it is an active state of peaceful expectation. Consider the example of a new restaurant owner, Maria. Initially, her business struggled. She was constantly worried, low vibration, and focused on her expenses, what she could get. She learned about these laws. She started each day by listening to music that made her feel joyful, activating the law of vibration. She shifted her focus to her customers, adding extra touches to their dining experience and training her staff to provide exceptional service, activating the law of cause and effect. When business was slow, instead of panicking, she would say, "My seeds are planted, the harvest is coming," activating the law of gestation. Her energy transformed the restaurant. Customers felt the positive vibration. They responded to the excellent service. Within a year, her restaurant was one of the most popular in the city. She did not just change her business strategy, she aligned her entire operation with the immutable laws of prosperity. By understanding and activating these universal laws, you become a powerful co-creator with the universe. You are no longer guessing or hoping, you are using a predictable, reliable system to engineer your desired outcomes. Your efforts are amplified, and your path to wealth becomes one of flow instead of force. You now have the blueprint, and you understand the universal laws of construction. But how do you translate this profound knowledge into concrete, automatic, daily actions that build wealth without you even having to think about it? What if your simple daily routine could become your most powerful wealth-building asset? Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 4. Align Daily Habits with Abundance. Imagine watching an Olympic champion sprinter. We see the glorious 9 seconds of the final race, the explosive power, the effortless victory, and the gold medal. It is tempting to believe that their success was born in that moment. But the truth is, that victory was not created in 9 seconds. It was forged in the 10,000 hours of unglamorous, disciplined, daily practice that came before it. It was built in the early morning workouts, the carefully planned meals, the relentless focus, and the consistent positive self-talk. Their success is not an event, it is a result of their habits. The same exact principle applies to the creation of wealth. Too many people treat their financial goals like a lottery ticket, a one-time hopeful shot at a big win. They might feel inspired for a day or two, performing their visualizations and speaking their affirmations, but they quickly fall back into their default daily routines. The most common problem on the path to prosperity is this fundamental disconnect between our grand aspirations and our mundane daily habits. We want a life of abundance, but our daily actions are programmed for scarcity. We spend the first hour of our day consuming negative news and scrolling through social media. We complain about our finances with coworkers, and we fill our evenings with mindless distractions that numb our creative potential. These small, seemingly harmless habits accumulate, creating a powerful current of energy that pulls us directly away from the very wealth we are trying to attract. Our daily routine becomes a silent enemy working against our conscious goals. The transformative solution is to consciously engineer your daily life through the principle of habitual alignment. This is the deliberate process of designing a daily routine where your small, automatic, and repeated actions consistently build energetic and financial wealth. The goal is to make abundance your factory setting, not something you have to force yourself to remember. When your habits are aligned with your goals, you create an unstoppable momentum. You are no longer fighting against your own routines. Your routines are now the powerful engine driving you toward success. This approach removes the need for constant willpower and motivation because your environment and your automatic behaviors are already doing the heavy lifting. You are creating a life where every day, in small but significant ways, you are casting a vote for your future wealthy self. Habitual alignment means you are not just hoping for abundance, you are living it, moment by moment, through the structure of your day. This consistency sends a clear, powerful, and unwavering signal to the universe that you are serious about your new reality, and the universe will respond in kind by delivering results with greater speed and predictability. To implement habitual alignment, you can begin by focusing on 3 key areas of your day. The first is to master the first-hour protocol. The first 60 minutes after you wake up are the most influential of your entire day because your mind is highly receptive to suggestion. The average person spends this golden hour in a state of reactive distraction, immediately checking emails, social media, and news headlines. This floods their mind with stress, comparison, and negativity before the day has even begun. To align your first hour with abundance, you must protect it fiercely. Before touching your phone, dedicate at least 15 minutes to a simple prosperity practice. This could include 5 minutes of silent gratitude for the blessings already in your life, 5 minutes of vividly visualizing your day unfolding with success and ease, and 5 minutes of reading or speaking aloud your goals and empowering beliefs. This simple protocol primes your mind for wealth, sets a positive, energetic tone for the day, and ensures you start in a proactive state of creation rather than a reactive state of consumption. The second key practice is to install energy checkpoints throughout your day. It is easy to start the day with good intentions and then get pulled into the stress and negativity of the workplace or daily errands. An energy checkpoint is a pre-planned pattern interrupt. Set an alarm on your phone for 3 specific times, for example, 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 5 p.m. When the alarm goes off, it is your cue to stop what you are doing for just 60 seconds. Take one deep breath and ask yourself, what am I currently thinking or feeling? Is this thought or feeling aligned with the abundance I am creating? If you have been worrying or complaining, this checkpoint allows you to catch yourself and consciously pivot. You can then think one single grateful thought or reaffirm one of your wealth beliefs. This practice prevents the downward spiral of negativity and ensures you consistently realign your energy with your goals throughout the entire day. The third and final practice is to curate your information diet. The information you consume has a direct and immediate impact on your mindset and vibration. If you constantly consume content focused on fear, lack, political division, and economic crises, you are feeding your mind a diet of poison. You cannot expect to cultivate a mindset of abundance while simultaneously ingesting a stream of scarcity. You must become a ruthless curator of your mental environment. Go through your social media feeds and unfollow any account that makes you feel anxious, envious, or inadequate. Unsubscribe from news updates that focus primarily on negative events. Instead, actively seek out and follow accounts, podcasts, and channels that inspire, educate, and uplift you. Fill your information diet with stories of success, lessons on wealth creation, and messages of empowerment. This conscious choice to consume positivity is not about ignoring reality. It is about choosing which reality you wish to focus on and energize. Consider the example of Mark, a sales professional who felt stuck in his career. His daily habit was to listen to political talk radio during his commute, which left him feeling angry and powerless. He would then scroll through social media on his lunch break, comparing his life to others. He decided to implement habitual alignment. He replaced his radio show with a podcast on sales strategy and mindset. He used his lunch break to read a chapter from a book on wealth creation. He set energy checkpoints and consistently pivoted from complaining about difficult clients to focusing on how he could provide them with more value. The change was not instantaneous, but it was steady. His new information diet gave him new ideas and a more positive outlook. His colleagues noticed his changed demeanor. His sales numbers began to climb because he was approaching his work with a new energy. Within a year, he was the top performer in his company, not because he worked longer hours, but because he aligned his daily habits with success. Your daily habits are the building blocks of your destiny. By taking conscious control of your routines, you are no longer leaving your success to chance. You are building a powerful, automated system that works tirelessly to support your vision of a wealthy and abundant life. You are now equipped with the knowledge of how to program your daily life for success. Your internal mindset is aligned, and your external habits are reinforcing that alignment. But as you become a magnet for abundance, how do you ensure the opportunities that begin to flow to you are the right ones for your unique path? What if the key to attracting your dream job, your ideal client, or your perfect business partner is not about searching for them, but about becoming so crystal clear internally that they are compelled to find you? Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 5. Attract Opportunities Through Inner Clarity. Imagine a massive lighthouse standing on a rugged coastline on the foggiest of nights. The lighthouse does not run around the coast, frantically searching for ships to guide. It does not worry about which ships are out there or if they will see its light. Its sole function is to stand firm in its location and project a powerful, focused, and unwavering beam of light out into the darkness. By doing so, it becomes a point of orientation. Ships that are seeking a safe harbor, ships that are aligned with the destination the lighthouse represents, naturally and effortlessly navigate toward its beam. Your inner clarity is that lighthouse beam. In the often foggy and confusing world of careers and opportunities, true power does not come from frantic searching. It comes from becoming so anchored in who you are and what you offer that you become a beacon that the right opportunities are magnetically drawn to. The most common and exhausting problem people face when trying to advance in life is that they engage in what can be called opportunity chasing. They apply for hundreds of different jobs, hoping one will stick. They send out generic messages to countless people, networking with a desperate energy. They say yes to every project that comes their way, regardless of whether it aligns with their passions or goals. This hustle mentality is born from a deep-seated fear of missing out and a fundamental lack of inner direction. It is incredibly inefficient because you are scattering your precious energy in 1,000 different directions. This lack of focus sends a weak, diffuse signal to the universe, and you end up attracting mismatched opportunities that lead to burnout, frustration, and a feeling of being perpetually busy but never truly fulfilled. The transformative solution is to shift from a strategy of chasing to a strategy of magnetic attraction through inner clarity. This is the profound understanding that when you become crystal clear on your unique purpose, your core values, and the specific outcomes you desire, your energy becomes focused like a laser beam. This focused energy is inherently magnetic. The universe, which abhors a vacuum and loves clarity, begins to orchestrate reality to match your specific signal. The right people, the ideal clients, the perfect job openings, and the necessary resources start to appear in your life, seemingly by magic. In truth, it is not magic, it is resonance. You are no longer a diffused light bulb. You are a lighthouse, and the ships that are meant for your harbor can finally see you and set their course. This process eliminates the need for desperate striving. It replaces hustle with flow and anxiety with a calm confidence, knowing that what is meant for you is already on its way and will recognize you when it arrives. True success comes not from finding the right opportunity, but from becoming the right person whom opportunities find. To cultivate this magnetic inner clarity, you must embark on a journey of self-discovery and intentional definition. The first step is to define your value signature. This is the unique combination of your skills, passions, and values that represents your authentic gift to the world. Most people define themselves by a generic job title, like marketer or engineer. This is not a powerful signal. To find your value signature, take out a journal and create 3 columns. In the first column, list your top 5 skills, things you are naturally good at or have worked hard to develop. In the second column, list your top 5 passions, subjects or activities that genuinely excite and energize you. In the third column, list your top 5 core values, principles like integrity, creativity, or freedom that guide your life. Your unique value signature lies at the intersection of these 3 lists. For example, a person might find that their signature is the combination of their skill in writing, their passion for health and wellness, and their value of authenticity. This is far more magnetic than writer. The second step is to use your value signature to craft a personal mission statement. This statement is your why, distilled into a single, powerful sentence. It should be framed in terms of the value you provide to others. Using the previous example, the mission statement could be, "My mission is to use my writing to share authentic stories that empower people to live healthier, more vibrant lives." This statement becomes your ultimate filter. When a new opportunity arises, you can simply ask, "Does this align with my mission?" If the answer is no, you can confidently decline, preserving your energy for the opportunities that do. This mission statement should be placed on your professional profiles and woven into how you introduce yourself. The third and most potent step is to create your ideal scene visualization. This is more than just a vision board. It is a detailed, multi-sensory script of a perfect day in your fully realized life. Write in the present tense, describing what you would experience from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. Do not just focus on what you have, like the car or the house. Focus on the essence of the experience. Who are you with? What kind of work are you doing? How does your body feel? What conversations are you having? What emotions, joy, peace, fulfillment, creativity are you experiencing? Read this script every day, allowing yourself to truly feel the emotions of living this reality. This practice does more than just give you a goal. It calibrates your entire energetic being to the frequency of that ideal life. You start to think and feel like the person who is already living that reality, which makes you a vibrational magnet for the components of that scene. Consider the example of an accountant named Ben. He hated his corporate job and was applying for any and every accounting position he could find online. He was miserable. He decided to try this clarity process. He defined his value signature, a skill for simplifying complex systems, a passion for small business, and a value of community. His new mission became, I help passionate local entrepreneurs build financial clarity so their businesses can thrive and enrich our community. He wrote an ideal scene that involved him walking to a co-working space, collaborating with creative business owners, and feeling a sense of purpose. He stopped applying for corporate jobs. He updated his online profile with his new mission. A week later, an old acquaintance who had just started a craft brewery reached out. He had seen Ben's new profile and needed someone to help him with his finances. The project was a perfect fit. That one client led to another, and within a year, Ben had a thriving consultancy serving the exact clients he had envisioned in his ideal scene. He did not find the opportunities. His clarity drew them to him. By developing this profound inner clarity, you cease to be a ship lost in the fog and become the lighthouse. You replace desperate action with magnetic attraction. Your focused energy becomes your greatest asset, ensuring that the opportunities that flow to you are not just abundant, but are also perfectly aligned with your highest purpose and joy. You have now become a beacon, attracting your ideal reality. So as this reality begins to materialize and the wealth you desire starts to flow in, how do you ensure that it is not just a fleeting victory? What are the essential university secrets to creating a sustainable, ever-growing stream of abundance and achieving true, lasting financial freedom? Remember to subscribe to Success Attraction Formula, give this video a like, and comment with your personal opinions or suggestions for channel development. Chapter 6. Sustain Financial Flow and Freedom. Imagine two people who are tasked with providing water for their village. The first person works tirelessly day after day, hauling heavy buckets of water from a distant lake. If they work hard, the village has water. But if they get sick, take a day off, or grow old, the water supply stops. Theirs is a life of constant, exhausting effort. The second person spends their initial time and energy differently. They do not haul buckets. Instead, they engineer and build a pipeline that channels water directly from the lake to the village. Once the pipeline is built, the water flows continuously, day and night, with minimal effort. This person has not just solved the problem for a day, they have created a sustainable system for a lifetime. This analogy perfectly illustrates the difference between how most people approach wealth and how the truly prosperous do. Most people are bucket carriers. They work for money, trading their time and energy for a paycheck. The ultimate problem with this approach is that it is not sustainable. It is a linear, one-to-one exchange that relies on your constant effort and presence. This model leads to burnout and a persistent, low-grade fear that if you stop working, the flow of money will stop too. Even when people manifest a large sum of money, a bonus, an inheritance, a business windfall, they treat it as a big bucket of water, but they have no system to replenish it. They live in fear of the bucket running dry, and so they are never truly free. They have money, but they do not have financial peace. The transformative solution is to shift your identity from a bucket carrier to a pipeline builder. This requires adopting the mindset of abundant circulation. This is the advanced understanding that wealth is not a static pile of money to be hoarded, but a dynamic energy that, like water or electricity, must be managed, grown, and circulated in order to remain healthy, vibrant, and expanding. Building a sustainable flow is not about how much money you make. It is about what you do with the money you have. It is about creating systems that allow your wealth to grow and flow continuously, independent of your direct, hour-to-hour effort. This mindset shift is the final and most crucial secret to achieving lasting financial freedom. It moves you beyond the goal of just getting rich and into the realm of becoming a masterful steward of abundance. When you have systems of flow in place, the fear of losing what you have disappears, because you know your pipelines will continue to deliver. This is the definition of true financial peace, knowing that your needs are met and your wealth is growing, whether you are working, sleeping, or vacationing. To become a master of abundant circulation and build your own financial pipelines, there are 3 non-negotiable principles you must implement. The first is to respect and direct your current flow. You cannot manage an ocean if you cannot manage a puddle. The first step to sustaining greater wealth is to treat the money you have now with respect and intention, no matter how small the amount may seem. This means creating a simple, empowering system to direct your finances. This is not a restrictive budget born from fear, but a prosperity plan, born from the mindset of a successful CEO managing their company's assets. A simple approach is the percentage system. For every dollar that comes into your life, you allocate a certain percentage to different pipelines. For example, a portion goes to your needs, a portion goes to your wants, and most importantly, specific portions go to the next 2 principles. By directing your money with conscious intention, you are telling the universe that you are a responsible steward who can be trusted with more. The second principle is the growth mandate. A pipeline builder knows that a portion of all resources must be used to build more pipelines. This means a non-negotiable percentage of every dollar you receive must be allocated to a growth pipeline. This is money you put to work to make more money. This can take many forms: investing in stocks, real estate, or other assets, investing in your own business to increase its capacity, or investing in your own skills and education to increase your earning potential. The key is that this money is never just spent on consumption. Its sole job is to grow. This is how you move from a linear income to an exponential one. This is the core of making your money work for you, instead of you always working for it. Even if you start with just 1% of your income directed to this pipeline, you are establishing a habit that will eventually build massive wealth. The third and most profound principle is the flow mandate, which is the practice of conscious generosity. A healthy river must have an outlet to the sea. If it becomes a stagnant lake, it loses its vitality. Similarly, to keep the flow of abundance circulating in your life, you must create a conscious and joyful outflow. This means allocating a specific percentage of your income to a giving pipeline. This could be donating to a charity you believe in, supporting a creator whose work you admire, helping a family member in need, or simply performing random acts of financial kindness. This act of giving is a powerful statement of trust in the universe. It declares that you believe in an infinite source and that you are not afraid of lack. It signals that you are a channel for abundance, not a container. The energy of generosity keeps the channels of receiving wide open. The universe sees that resources flowing to you will be used to create more good in the world, and it responds by sending even more your way. Consider the example of Jessica, who built a successful freelance career but lived in constant anxiety. She had a good income, a full bucket, but she was terrified of losing her clients. She decided to become a pipeline builder. She created a prosperity plan, directing her income. 10% was automatically transferred to a growth account, which she used to invest in a low-cost index fund. Another 10% went into a flow account. Every month, she would joyfully donate from this account to an animal shelter she was passionate about. This system completely changed her relationship with money. Watching her investment account grow gave her a sense of security beyond her next paycheck. The act of giving eliminated her feelings of scarcity and replaced them with a sense of fulfillment and trust. Her fear dissolved, and she began to enjoy her wealth for the first time, truly experiencing the financial freedom she had worked so hard to create. You have now arrived at the final lesson of this university. Sustaining financial flow and freedom is the ultimate expression of a wealthy mindset. It is the understanding that true wealth is not a number in your bank account, but your relationship with the energy of abundance itself. It is the peace that comes from knowing you have systems in place that will support you indefinitely. It is the joy found not just in receiving, but in growing and giving. By moving from a bucket carrier to a pipeline builder, you are not just securing your financial future, you are stepping into your ultimate power as a conscious, masterful, and benevolent creator of your reality. You have learned to ask, to believe, to act, and now to sustain. This is the full architecture of a life of unshakable wealth. You have completed the entire curriculum, journeying from the initial spark of desire to the masterful stewardship of sustainable wealth. You have learned that asking for wealth begins with purposeful power, built upon a solid blueprint of empowering beliefs. You have activated the universal laws that govern prosperity, aligned your daily habits to automatically support your success, and cultivated an inner clarity so powerful that it magnetizes your ideal opportunities. Finally, you have learned to sustain this success by creating systems of flow and freedom. You now hold the university secrets. The power was never outside of you. It was simply waiting for you to enroll in your own potential. Thank you for your time, your focus, and your commitment to creating your most abundant life. We are honored to have been a part of your journey. If you found value in this experience, we would be deeply grateful if you would like this video. Subscribe to Success Attraction Formula for more life-changing content and share your greatest insight in the comments below.